Your Pibroch. When did you take up the Pibroch?
Well, I was in Aberdeen. Remember, I went to Aberdeen from Queen Victoria School. At that time, I'm talking about the mid-70s.
Yeah.
73. I wouldn't say I wasn't. Although I sort of won prizes and I was dedicated and loved the music, and it was a time when it was not, you weren't, the pipes had bad publicity.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really tell people I was a piper even. I went back and I think the first year of university, I'd take them out occasionally for charity gigs or just for the crack in the pub sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the second year Jack Taylor came up, saw me on a bus. Dr.
Yes.
Taylor was president of Pibroch now. And he saw me on a bus and he came and he said, would you like to join the OTC, the Officers Training Corps?
Okay.
And I said, no. I was pretty immediate. After coming out of Alcatraz.
Aye.
So, but anyway, after a few comments and, we get free, get reeds and pipe bags and we'll even pay you £15 a day.
Usual inducements.
Yeah. So, anyway, I joined the OTC and I started kind of playing a bit more and get more interested. But we'd go away sometimes on the weekends and I met Bob Nichol.
Right.
And Bob Nichol was a distant relation. Now I don't know exactly what it is because unfortunately I never straightened that one out. He told me we were related, and I think I would need to check this out now. His mother's side were McDonald's.
Okay.
From Neudert.
Mm-hmm.
Not from Neudert, but Neudert, which is north of it, and could be that it was through the Gillises, because we had people on my mother's side, there were Gillises, and on the other side of the loch, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what. But anyway, he was very keen that I see him about Pibroch, and so I used to go out and see him in Ballater, take a bus out, but I think I was already lambasting about Pibroch and saying, what is this stuff? It's something I didn't like it. There was something about it that annoyed me.
Yes.
And I couldn't explain why.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from the fact that every time you went up and played, there'd be some dude standing, some character would take you aside after and say, "Oh, that's fun. That's not the way to play it. You have to do it this way." And you'd go, "Well,
Why?
why?"
Aye.
Where's there was no rhyme or reason, and so I used to end up kind of arguing with Bob Nichol. And he was great. He had a great sense of humor. He would just listen. I would say, "Well, why can't you sing it like this?" And I would sing it,
Uh-huh.
and he would say, "That's very nice. But that's not the way John McDonald done it."
So he was sticking very much to the line of tradition as he saw it, as he had experienced it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he would say, you must get the song out of it. I thought, well, yeah, must be a comment that's been handed down.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, he would sing it. But to me, it was all these long E cadences so the melody, the melodic line wasn't memorable.
Yes.
So, or what you perceived as the melodic line.
Yes.
Well, presumably the whole thing was the melodic line.
Aye.
But what had happened, of course, was that I found this out later, that the decorations had become part of the melody of the tune, referring to the
So they had the same
the manuscripts.
predominance, the same eminence as the major notes in the tune.
Yeah.
And it disrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, again, harking back to Murray, I'm sorry about this, folks, but you've got to watch him when he's up. He and I discussed Lament for Mary MacLeod, where he felt that the long E cadences has disrupted the actual melody. He said the melody is in the low A, not in the E. You know, and he says that E cadences should be quite cut, you know, just to allow you to get on with the rest of the tune, sort of thing.
I taught that to an accordionist, Angus MacPhail, actually, in a bar, and I think it took him 5 minutes to learn the ground.
There you are. Because the whole thing makes sense when you do that.
Because it was handed down that way, without any music, so it had to be strongly melodic and rhythmical.
You take the second and third variations there, there's no cadences there, and the whole thing comes out properly. You know.
I could play it.
Aye, absolutely, yeah. Aye, why not? That's what we're here for.
Could give you a... Repeated.
Yes.
And then you repeat it again.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's it.
Aye.
And if you a couple of times.
Did you lift that off any old music or?
No, I worked it out because
fair enough,
it's very clear from the very earliest manuscripts.
So